At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
All right, so let's jump into this deep dive.
Yeah.
Today it's something pretty universal, and we all probably have some personal connection to it. We're going to explore Mother's Day.
Okay.
But we're not just going to, talk about flowers and Hallmark cards and all that. We really want to take a deep dive into its global significance.
Well, it's good.
And because you're joining us from the UK, we're going to kind of pay particular attention to how things look there as we head towards 2025 based on what you've been reading and researching on this topic.
Great.
Our mission here, like with all of our deep dives, is to uncover the essence of this holiday. It's at the heart of it. And then explore all the different ways it's celebrated around the world, from like the personal to the global.
Yeah. I think one of the things that really jumps out from all this research is just how universal that desire to honor mothers is. And, it's not just mothers, it's maternal figures more broadly.
Yeah.
There's something so fundamental about, wanting to show our gratitude for their love and sacrifice. All the things they do for us.
Right. It's really recognizing those contributions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see it, like you said, globally. It's not just a Western thing. It's not just an American thing.
Yeah.
It cuts across cultures. You see it in so many different forms.
Absolutely. And it's really incredible to see how that idea of honoring mothers, that thread kind of weaves its way through history.
Yeah.
Even, ancient civilization.
Yeah.
They had, their celebrations of mother goddesses, way back when.
Yeah.
And then when we jump forward to more recent times, that's when we start to see these distinct movements taking shape, really focusing on creating a specific day to honor mothers.
Right.
Now, one of the things I found really interesting in it, particularly because, as we said, you're in the UK, we're looking towards 2025 in the UK, is this idea of a tale of two traditions, I think is how one of the articles phrases it. Because in the US, we have this very strong narrative, focusing on Anna Jarvis in the early 20th century.
Yeah, right.
And her very, very dedicated efforts to get Mother's Day officially recognized, which, she was successful in 1914.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think most people probably know that story, but it's important to remember Julia Ward Howe as well.
Oh, right, yeah.
A little earlier than Anna Jarvis, she also called for a Mother's Day, but with a focus on peace.
Right, Mother's Day for peace.
Yeah, exactly. And it didn't quite take off in the same way, but it's still a really important part of the history of Mother's Day in America.
Yeah. Definitely adds another layer to it.
But, I think in the UK, it's a totally different story.
Yeah.
You've got this much older tradition with Mothering Sunday.
Right.
And that has a really interesting and maybe less widely known history.
Yeah, I mean, the American narrative is very familiar to me, but Mothering Sunday is something that I don't know quite as much about. So I would love to kind of unpack those distinct roots.
Yeah, so the origins of Mothering Sunday are very much in the church.
Okay.
It falls on the fourth Sunday of Lent, and it was originally a time when, people would go back to their mother church.
Okay.
So their main local church, or the cathedral, for a special service. It was like a big community gathering.
So it wasn't necessarily like about honoring individual mothers,
right,
in the way we might think of it today.
Yeah, not in the same way.
But more of a religious observation.
Right. That was focused on the church itself.
Exactly.
Mother church.
The mother church, yeah.
Okay.
And one of the things I found really interesting, it eventually became a day off for domestic servants.
Oh, wow.
Who, back then they often lived and worked far away from their families.
And so this day gave them the chance to go home and visit their mothers.
So you can imagine how significant that would have been.
Oh, absolutely.
To be able to reconnect.
Yeah. It's just, it's kind of beautiful how it evolved from, returning to the mother church to literally going home to your mother.
Yeah, that connection is so strong. And, it's fascinating how these traditions evolve because, as, I was reading through the stuff you sent, even though those religious roots are still there, Mothering Sunday in the UK today is really much more of a secular celebration.
Yeah, very much like Mother's Day in the U.S. It's about families.
Yeah.
It's about, appreciating mothers.
Honoring mothers, exactly.
Exactly.
Now, for anyone listening in the UK and starting to think about, 2025, what should they mark on their calendars? When is Mothering Sunday in 2025?
So Mothering Sunday in 2025 is going to be on Sunday, March 30th.
Okay.
So a little later than people might think.
All right. Good to know. Good to know. So now that we've kind of, we've looked at the history and the roots of these holidays in the UK and the US, I want to dig into how these sentiments are actually expressed.
Okay.
Like how do people celebrate and what are some of the traditions?
Yeah.
And I noticed there are some really interesting cultural distinctions between, how the UK celebrates versus the US.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's start with a traditional Mothering Sunday celebration in the UK.
Yeah, so flowers are a big part of it,
Okay.
especially daffodils,
Oh, nice.
which, they're in bloom around that time.
Yeah.
And then there's simnel cake.
I've never had simnel cake.
Oh, it's so good. It's like this fruit cake.
Okay.
And it's decorated with 11 marzipan balls.
Oh, wow. All right.
And the 11 balls represent the 11 apostles minus Judas.
Oh, interesting.
So, it's got that connection to the religious side of things.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah.
But, family gatherings are really common. And one thing that I noticed is that handmade cards and gifts from children really, really value.
That personal touch.
Yeah,
Personal touch. Yeah.
Yeah. Simnel cake. I'm going to have to try that.
You sure? It's so good.
All right. So if we hop across the Atlantic to the U.S., what are some of the common ways that people celebrate Mother's Day there?
So flowers are still huge in the U.S.,
Okay.
but you also see a lot of cards, jewelry, and brunch, taking mom out to brunch or dinner.
Yeah.
It's, I think, maybe a bit more commercially driven, maybe.
A little bit, yeah.
But yeah, family gatherings are still a big part of it.
Yeah, definitely. And it's interesting because we've focused on the UK and the US. But I know, based on what you sent me, there are so many other cultures around the world that have their own unique ways of celebrating.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And it's so tied to local customs, local foods.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating to see how it's adapted and changed over time. Yeah, and in some countries, it's a public holiday.
That's right, yeah.
Which really highlights the significance.
Absolutely. It's a really big deal in a lot of places.
Yeah.
And that kind of brings us to something that I saw come up a lot in the research.
Okay.
Which is this idea of the commercialization of Mother's Day.
Yes.
It's become such a huge event for retailers.
Yeah.
They're pushing flowers, they're pushing gifts. You can't escape it.
No, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Yeah.
And I think there's this ongoing discussion, isn't there, about whether all that commercial activity is overshadowing the original meaning of the day.
Absolutely.
The more genuine, heartfelt meaning.
Yeah, you can definitely feel the pressure to buy the perfect gift.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever that is,
Exactly.
And the marketing is so sophisticated.
Yeah.
They really know how to play on your emotions. They tap into that love and gratitude, and they make you feel like you need to spend money to show it.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's really the sentiment that matters.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be about spending a lot of money.
Exactly.
It's about showing that you care.
And I think that's a really good segue into the power of personal touch.
Yeah.
Because in a world where everything is, mass-produced, those really thoughtful gestures, I think, carry so much more weight.
Oh, absolutely.
Like a handmade card.
Yeah.
Or something that you put your time and energy into making.
Yeah, or, baking something.
Yeah.
Taking the time to make someone's favorite treat.
Yeah.
Those things mean so much more than something you just bought at the store.
Yeah.
And one thing that came up a lot in what you sent me was the importance of spending quality time together.
Yeah.
Whether it's a meal or going for a walk.
Yeah.
Or just having a conversation.
Yeah, just being present.
Being present, yeah. That's what really matters.
Yeah. Time is so precious, right?
It is.
And to give someone your time and your undivided attention, that's really a gift.
It is. It's a huge gift.
So we talked a little bit about, commercialization, but I think another really interesting aspect of how we celebrate Mother's Day is how the digital age has influenced things.
Oh, yeah.
Because it feels like there's been such a huge transformation just in the last few years.
Absolutely.
So what are you seeing in terms of the digital age and Mother's Day?
Well, I mean, social media is a huge part of it now.
Yeah.
You know, you see all those messages
Yeah.
and, you know, people posting pictures.
Yeah.
And then you have virtual celebrations, which have become really important for families that are spread out.
Right.
You know, they can't be together in person.
Yeah.
So they do Zoom calls
Yeah.
and things like that. And of course, online shopping, you can send gifts from anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, even at the last minute.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's almost like a double-edged sword, right?
It is.
Because on the one hand, you have these incredible tools
Yeah.
that allow us to connect with people and express our feelings,
Yeah.
you know, even when we can't be physically present.
Right.
But then there's also this risk, I think, that those online gestures sometimes can feel a little bit less personal, or less immediate.
I agree with that. Yeah.
So how do we kind of balance those things?
I think it's about being intentional, you know,
Okay.
even when you're using digital means.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe instead of just a quick text message,
Yeah.
you record a video message.
Right.
Or you choose a gift online,
Mm-hmm.
but you write a really heartfelt message to go with it.
Yeah. Really put that thought into it.
Yep.
Yeah. That makes a huge difference. Now, one of the really important points that I saw come up in all of this research is how the definition of motherhood is evolving and how it's becoming so much more inclusive.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's really important to reflect on, especially as we're talking about Mother's Day.
Yeah, you know, it's not just about the traditional nuclear family anymore.
Yeah.
You know, we need to recognize the strength and resilience of single mothers, the love of adoptive mothers, the selflessness of foster mothers.
Absolutely.
And the incredibly important role that grandmothers and aunts and other maternal figures play.
Yeah.
You know, they provide so much love and support.
Yeah.
So Mother's Day, you know, in its true spirit,
Yeah.
it needs to include all of those women.
Yeah. It's about celebrating that essence of mothering, right?
Yeah.
That nurturing and caring role.
Exactly.
Regardless of who provides it.
Exactly.
So as we're kind of, you know, wrapping up this deep dive and looking ahead to 2025, you know, Mothering Sunday in the UK on March 30th.
Yeah.
And all the other celebrations of Mother's Day around the world.
Yeah.
What would you say are some of the key takeaways for our listeners?
I think the most important thing is to be really thoughtful.
Okay.
You know, really consider the person that you're honoring.
Yeah.
Think about their interests, their personality.
Yeah.
And prioritize spending quality time with them if you can.
Yeah.
And just make sure that your expressions of appreciation are genuine.
Yeah.
And come from the heart.
So it's about moving beyond, you know, just those expected gifts or societal expectations.
Yeah.
And really seeing the individual.
Exactly.
Yeah, and appreciating their unique contributions.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a really insightful deep dive. I think it's clear that Mother's Day, whether we're talking about Mothering Sunday in the UK or all the other ways it's celebrated around the world, it's such a significant occasion.
Yeah.
And it really underscores that fundamental bond between mothers and their children.
Absolutely.
And, you know, despite all the different traditions and the commercialization that we talked about, at its core, it's about celebrating love and support.
It is, yeah. It's really beautiful how you know, how these traditions have evolved, you know, from ancient times to today.
Yeah.
But they still hold on to that core sentiment.
Yeah.
Gratitude, love, you know.
Yeah.
It's really powerful.
So as we bring this deep dive to a close, I want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay.
Given everything we've discussed, all the different origins of Mother's Day,
Yeah.
the ways that we express appreciation today, how can you honor the maternal figures in your life?
Yeah.
In a way that truly resonates with that spirit of gratitude, in a way that moves beyond maybe the conventional expectations, and really finds what feels meaningful and personal. I think that's something worth reflecting on.
I agree.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It was great to be here.
Today is your lucky day. Today is the day that our $3 website works for you, paying you directly to your PayPal daily. Imagine $3 ongoing continuous payments to your PayPal account. Imagine falling asleep and waking up to $300 in your PayPal account. How would this make you feel? How could this help you? What bills could you pay? What kind of fun could you have? What does that retirement look like now? All for a one-time payment of $3. This website is DFY done for you, fully built and completely hosted, and never stops collecting payments for you. You have spent $3 on coffee on a regular, but that coffee won't help you create multiple streams of income. Click the link below.
At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.